Welcome to Johnny Works. Today I'm going to teach you how to build a 2x4 wall, okay, an interior partition I'm going to call it. It'll have a single bottom plate and a single top plate. If it was rough frame and I was building a new building, a new house, it would have a pressure treated, probably a pressure treated bottom plate and a double 2x4 top plate, KD regular lumber. But for this application, I'm going to build a one bottom plate, one top plate, cut my studs, nail them together, stand it up, level it. That's pretty much it, okay? So I'm gonna teach you guys, I'm gonna lay out this thing on my tape measure, make sure everyone understands how I'm getting these numbers. I'll teach you how to mark it so that all the studs stay straight. And when you stand it up, when you level it, all the studs will be nice and straight and they'll be level, as long as you know how to read a level. Alright, so I got my Fat Max 25 footer. Alright, so I'm going to take my tape measure, put it on the end of my stud. I'm going to pull my 7'6" and a quarter inch. So 7 foot, black arrow, 7F. Red 6, 7 foot, 6 inch. 1, 2, 3, 4 lines is a quarter. 7'6" and a quarter, okay? I'm going to take out my speed square. It's a triangle, I know. It's called the speed square, okay? It has an edge on it. I can put this edge flat against the edge of my 2x4, slide it over to my mark, make my mark, okay? I'll do the same thing on the other one. I'll cut them both, they'll be the same length, and then I'll teach you how to mark it out. All right, so I'm ready to cut. I got my Makita skill saw, okay? Blade guard. Make sure it does this thing right here, just point. That's what saves you, okay? If it gets stuck up here, you can definitely get cut, that's bad. It's got a hand guard right here, triggers right here, plugged in, okay? You get ready to cut this line right here, okay? Two different ways I can cut. I can use my speed triangle square thing, put it against the board, put my guard up against it, move it over to my line and cut nice and straight, or I can freehand it if you're a good cutter, like me, most of the time. One thing, before we cut, I'll cut both. I'll show you with and without. Before we cut, safety glasses. Always need to wear your safety glasses. You don't want to lose your eyeballs, okay? You're not going to be much of a carpenter with no eyeballs, okay? Jesus was a carpenter, but I never heard anyone say Jesus was a blind carpenter. Alright, so I'm going to hook my tape. I'm going to lay these out. Since I'm alone and I'm using my trusty tripod, I'm going to lay this out, mark it, show you what I did right after, okay? Alright, so there's my feet. So, here's the end of my boards. They're lined up pretty dang close, okay? So what I did is I took my tape measure, I hooked my tape measure on the end of these two plates, okay? Sorry for the crazy view. Hooked my tape. All right, so I pull over, 16 on center, right there. That's my stud, okay? So what I did, I want my stud 16 inches on center. So I basically go from 16, I go back 3/4 of an inch. So I go 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, okay? 15 and 4 lines. That's my quarter. I mark it on both studs. I mark it on one stud, make an X. X forward. That way, okay? I move down. My next one, 32, is the center. I go back 3/4 of an inch. The reason why I go back 3/4 of an inch is because a 2x4 is actually 1.5 inches. That sounds funny to some of you. You're probably not in the trade. 2x4s used to be 2x4. Now a 2x4 is 1.5 inches by 3.5. Okay? So the center point, I get my center and I go 3/4 of an inch either way. Those would be the edges of my stud. Bing, bang, boom, bang. Okay? 31 1/4. Next. 47 1/4. Looks like I'm off, but I'm actually not. 63 1/4, as far as you know. 79 1/4, and I put one stud on the end. Okay? I have one stud on each end. what I did was I made a mark on one of them, took my square, I lined it up, took the pencil, and I marked them both so that they line up. When I nail my studs, I make sure the ends are flush. Flush, which means they're the same. Put my stud here. I make each one of these marks with the square right across from each other. It's off a little bit, but I make them line up, okay? When I put my studs together and nail them, I line them up on each end. I nail through this end, bang, bang. I nail through this end, bang, bang. And that means the studs, when my wall's level, they'll all be level. They'll all be 16 on center, and they'll all be level, okay? Use the square to mark them. The speed triangle square thing with the... So I have a wall height of 7'4", just a random number I picked. I got the height in my barn right now, so 7'4" is my overall height of my wall, overall. Okay, so how that works is you take your bottom plate, you take a stud, you take a top plate. I'm gonna go build this, but for now, this is what you guys are gonna look at. 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches. That's the thickness, all right? Okay, I minus 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches. That's 3 inches. 1.5 inches plus 1.5 inches is 3. My stud height will be minus 3 inches of the overall. So the overall is 7'4". That's what I want when I'm done. The wall's built, it's 7'4" at the top. I minus the top plate and I minus the bottom plate. 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, 3 inches. So from 7'4", I minus 3 inches, I come up with 7'1". That's the height of the stud, okay? I already have these things cut. I cut them earlier, anyway. I already got them cut. I'm gonna teach you how to lay it out. I'm gonna teach you how to build this bad boy, put it together and stand it up, all right? This is just a little quick visual, like little Lincoln Logs when I was a kid. All right, so right about here-ish, I'm gonna build my wall. Take my 2 plates, I keep them together the way that I marked them out with my square, so everything lines up. I'm gonna take them, put them down together. I'm gonna leave one. I'm gonna slide the other one away, approximately how far my studs are, okay? You put them both down together, then you slide them away, so you don't pick it up and spin it around and get crazy pants, and next thing you know, your marks don't line up, you stand the wall up and your studs are like, whack. Okay? So, put them down together, spread them out, facing the same way without spinning or turning or doing anything crazy, and put it together, shoot it up, okay? So, I'm gonna try to do this quick so it's not too boring for you, and then we get going. Alright, so you see how fast I am in my old age? I set this wall up super fast, okay? Spread my plates, put my studs. Now we are ready to nail, okay? Hitachi. So Hitachi spike gun. I use this most of the time at work. Guys like it, I like it. This is what I grew up with, okay? It's got a slide right here. You pull up on this thing. It locks in place. Take a rack of nails, angle first, right in the hole. Okay, lift up, push in. Nails are ready to fire. Turn my compressor on, that's right. Nuts. All right, 2x4 wall, 2x4 studs, 2 nails on each end through each plate, okay? 2 on this end, 2 on that end. All right, so I got my wall. I finished nailing both ends, okay? I stood it up, I slid it down here. This is my exterior wall in my barn, okay? Basically what I'm gonna do is grab my 4-foot level, put this thing right on here, grab my spike gun. I'm gonna nail this up when it's level, okay? I'm gonna put this thing right against the stud, flat against the stud. This is the level, okay? When that ball of water, when that little thing right there goes perfectly in between these two lines right here, and that thing's right in the center, boom, that's level, okay? That's what I'm gonna shoot. Okay, make sure I have my glasses on because I want to be a blind carpenter. Alright, got my gun, got my level, here we go. Okay, put my level against the stud, I'm gonna push on this thing. Once I get where I want to be, I don't know if you guys can see that, but if you can tell that that's pretty dang good. That's my level right there. All right, last but not least, check this thing with my tape measure, okay? Now that it's up, it's level, hooking my tape on my outside stud. Interior partition wall with studs 16 inches on center. I guarantee I laid it out myself. You can trust me. Looking on my wall, 16, 32, 48, 64, 80, off camera, rookie. Anyway. Guarantee everything worked out perfectly because I did it myself. Okay? If you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel. This is Johnny Works. I've got plenty more stuff to bring you. I would love to share stuff with you guys that I've learned over the years, and if I don't know, I'll bring guys in that know and make them share. Tie them up, smack them around, whatever I gotta do to make them share with you guys, okay? That's my plan. Give back. I've learned a lot of stuff, especially from my father-in-law and really great carpenters and really great builders over the years. I'm here to help. I want to help people learn how to do this stuff on their own, okay? Johnny Works. Please subscribe.